Welcome to Hanging with H2Zen, the genre-free music and lifestyle podcast presented by H2Zen magazine. This is the place to come to celebrate all types of music, lifestyle, and more. We are glad you have come along for the ride, so sit back and enjoy the episode.
Hi, Andrew.
Thanks. So the last time I saw you was unfortunate circumstances. You had to cancel your set at Soundwave due to technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had a shitty crew back then. We had people that were just not up to the task.
Yep.
And we were not ready. It was our fault. We just had a technical problem. We had technical issues. It takes a lot to be in a band. And you got to have everything dialed in. And now we do. So when we play a throw and go situation, which we won't be a throw and go in Brisbane, we'll be actually playing our full on headlining show. So it'll be fantastic. But yeah, we had technical issues.
But that's the thing. Next year, you'll make up for it in spades.
Yeah, we're gonna bring our absolute best, and we're gonna have a great crew, and it's gonna be fantastic.
So I need to ask, you spoke to a good friend of mine, Troy, not that long ago. What is it with the "we're not here to fuck spiders"?
I don't know. I heard that from a DJ in America who was from Australia. And I said, what are they saying these days in Australia? And she's like, we're not here to fuck spiders, mate. And and I just thought it was hysterical.
Yeah, it is. Now, the new album, The Algorithm, is out. For me, and every artist, when they put a new album out, goes, oh, it's the best of our career. It's the best of our career. To me, it actually is. It's the most cohesive album you've done. And I think, yeah, everyone's like, it's taken so long. Well, the album's worth the wait. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, our record budget was 20 grand. So, I mean, like, the Amalgamut cost $600,000 to make. It took, when you can't work on it in one big, huge section, it's going to take years to make because you have to have a side hustle. And my side hustle is I do movie scores. So it has to take place outside of my movie score business. And, but that's why it took so long, but still, I'm very, very proud of it. And, it has yet to get a bad review. So I'm excited.
So for people that didn't know that you do movie scores, what's the last thing they may have watched that you scored?
The last thing I did was The Chariots with John Malkovich and Thomas Mann.
Okay, so what's Richard Patrick, the movie score artist, compared to Richard Patrick from Filter? How do they differ?
The movie score artist is someone who's serving the picture, and the score, someone who is working closely with the director, listening, taking notes. Hopefully there's not a producer involved. If there is, taking notes from him as well. But mostly I am there to serve the movie, the picture.
Yeah.
Whereas Filter is no holds barred. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I love that. That is actually what our website is about, is doing what the fuck we want, because we don't cover a genre. Music is
right.
music.
Yeah.
And I think, and between you and I, not that Filter would have got a bad review. We don't believe in bad reviews because we don't think that we should be trying to sway people from listening to music. Isn't it just music at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't like something, change the channel.
Yeah. Or don't say anything at all. Just be like, maybe we don't do a review of that record. We just, or promote that record. We promote the one we like,
Exactly what we do. We send it out, we let people have a listen, and if we can't find a taker, we just don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that with this new Filter record, I think even though there's some very strong subject matters on it, I feel my overwhelming sense as the listener is you trying to project good into the world. Is that a good way to put it?
Absolutely. Ultimately, I want to have a positive message. The first song, The Drowning, is about a friend of mine who's dying from alcoholism, and I just want him to get better.
Yep.
There's a perfect sentiment behind it, and just kind of explaining how things feel when you're addicted. The song Command Z is, at the end of the day, I just want to get high as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
but there's all sorts of different messages on the record that I'm proud of. Like Burn Out the Sun is gorgeous. It's all about uplifting material and saying things nice and being on each other's side and trying to put aside our differences.
Isn't like there's enough shit in the world. Shouldn't we be finding the good like you are?
Yeah, I mean, I talk about the bad, I criticize the bad, but at the same time, I want people to walk away going, "Hey, I just had fun. I gave Filter 45 minutes of my life to listen to their record, from front to end, and they gave me something that makes me feel happy." You know what I mean? That's ultimately what I want to do, is make people feel good.
Now, Richard, you are quite active in your social media world for Filter, and it actually
Yeah.
led quite a scary song on the album. Can you fill me in more about that?
Yeah. Be Careful What You Wish For is a song about a fan that has gone way too far
Yep.
and has stalked some of my friends and has said some really bad things about them.
Yep.
And they're all figments of his imagination.
Yep.
And I tried to explain this to him very, very gently, just like, "Hey, bro, that did not happen." Like, he's saying things that were just insane. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. He was saying things that were just delusional. And
Right.
I had to kind of bring him back to reality and just tell him, like, "Dude, this might be in your head, and like, it's scary. You get famous and then all of a sudden there's all this stuff out
Yep.
there that happens,
Yeah.
and
How does it feel for you? I know how it feels for me just being a spectator, but how does it feel for you walking through, say, an airport or getting something to eat? And the airport's the one for me, like where people have worked out your flight plan and they're there. How does that make you
yeah,
feel?
if it's scary at the same time, but it's also like very charming. Most of the people I meet at the airport are very sweet, and they just want an autograph or 1,000. And and I'm always like, "Sure, I'll just do it." Because if they're selling it on eBay, then that's their hustle, that's their business. That's what's keeping them afloat. And if my signature on something can help someone eat, then great. Why not? I don't mind.
Well, that's a pretty fair attitude. I've never taken it that way. To be truthful, like I'm a massive Kiss fan, and
Yeah.
and I've seen Gene Simmons just berate people at airports for being, as he calls them, an eBay professional.
Yeah.
But I guess they're selling stuff no different than what he is, really.
What? He's a dick. I like Gene Simmons, but I think Gene Simmons is a smart guy and he's had an incredibly cool life. But stop being such a dick.
There you go, Gene. Stop being a
Like,
dick.
stop being so cheap, and spread the wealth, spread the wealth. So what? An eBay professional is gonna sell your signature online for eBay. So what?
Yep. Fair
Life
call. Yeah.
is short. Life is short.
What was the one song on this album for you that just you never thought you were going to get over the line and then you did?
What does that mean?
As in, you never thought you were going to finish it.
I honestly thought Command Z was pretty tough when we were working on it. Um, but I always knew that it was going to be awesome, because once I wrote the chorus, I was like, this is a perfect chorus for someone who's just got a case of the fuckets, who's just got a case of, like, I'm giving up. Give me a fucking beer. Like, I'm gonna drink myself into oblivion. Like, I have felt like that many a time. So as soon as I realized I wrote it. They were all pretty easy to write. See, it's weird because you work on a couple ideas and they suck and you feel like I'm never going to write anything great again. And then you write something great and then you're like, okay, that's one. And then you write a few songs that suck and you throw those away and then you start over the next day. And then you write something that's really great and you keep that. So now that's two. And
Yep.
you keep that pattern of just like writing some shit and then writing something cool and then writing some shit and then writing something cool. And you just keep doing that until you have everything you need. And then you go in and you add drums to it.
Sure. How's
You
it
had a
been out with
real drummer at the very end.
Yeah. Well, as a guy who learned to play drums, I understand. We're always the afterthought.
Yeah.
Now, I do need to ask, you've been out with Zombie, Ministry, and Alice. How has that been as a run? That looks like a massive
Fucking
package.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was a fucking huge, wonderful, successful tour. And the bands got along tremendously. Rob Zombie is fun. I consider him to be a good friend. Alice Cooper is fun, and I consider him to be a good friend. And Ministry, Al, I consider them to be great friends. I mean, we had a blast. I mean, it was really fun, and I'm excited, and I hope we get to do it again.
Was it a bus tour or we're all on planes?
Bus.
Well, the last time I saw Al was one of those Soundwave tours and I had to follow him through an airport. So you can imagine with all those piercings how that metal detector worked.
Yeah, I'm sure it sucked for him.
I think they actually just went, oh, we're not going to bother with this. Go through.
Yeah.
He would have missed his flight.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that you'll pick that up as a 2024 leg with Alice and Rob?
God, I hope so. I don't know. I mean, I hope so. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Did you get up and jam with Alice?
No, we just did our own thing. The four bands did their own thing. There wasn't a lot of like jamming and jumping in on other people's sets. There wasn't a lot of that.
A lot of people don't understand that touring compared to when you first started now, it's actually far more of a business than a party. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Like you were saying, everyone just did their own thing. So it would have been like a well-oiled machine. We're loading in it here, we're loading out it here, and it was just done and done.
Yeah. We loaded in at 3. We played our show at 6. We loaded out by 7 p.m. We played our show for half an hour. We were done. Our stuff was in the truck by 7:15. Like our crew had it down. We have a 3-person crew.
Wow.
We are a skeleton, and we kicked ass and made it work. And we're looking forward to any plans in the future with them again. Yeah, we loved it. We had a blast. It was easy.
Well, before then, you have to come and visit us. It's all locked in.
We are seeing you soon in April, this 2024.
And what Americans don't understand, so that's heading into our fall, your spring.
Yeah.
But it's just on the tail end of summer, so it makes when Americans can come out around that time of year, it's still beautiful weather here, and you'll be able to get out and do a lot of things. And well, it's probably going to be a hit and run tour, but we'll try and.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to be running in and out. There's not a lot of days off. I don't think it's a lot of flying and a lot of, but we love airports. We love Australian airports.
All you eBay sellers, be at the airports.
Be at the airports. We'll sign anything. We love you.
All right, Richard, I'm going to let you go and continue on with your Friday. I'll continue on with my Saturday, and I'll see you in April.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll see you in April.
Yeah, man. Have a great day.
You too. Enjoy the day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Hanging with H2ZHW. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and guest. Remember to add H2ZHW on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are also on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep up to date on all of our new content. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all of your favorite podcast platforms. We would love if you could take the time to write us a review and leave a comments wherever you have tuned into today's episode. This helps us reach a wider audience and create more amazing content to share with you all. We are grateful for all of your support. Until next time, you have been hanging with H2ZHW.